on CEO, you should join the show. She's Sweet's podcast with Jodi Hood.
Welcome to She Sweet's podcast with your host, Jodi Hood. This is a place where She Sweet executives share and compare unfiltered realities that our male counterparts in the suites will never face. We laugh, we cry, we thrive, and we survive. Now, today's topic is lessons to leverage leadership longevity. And the thing is, it's so difficult to climb to the top, to get into the suite. But once you get there, you really want to stay. And as difficult as it is, and all the hurdles and obstacles that women in particular have to face, there are a couple of little tips. A little leadership tricks that you can practice that will guarantee longevity. Now you are asking, I know, what are they? Well, I'm going to give you some practical tips for leadership longevity. Now, at a later date, I will go over each one of these in depth, but today I'm just going to zoom through. So number one, patience. For leadership longevity, and that's what we're all going to strive. We're all striving for. You must know when to pause and when to pounce. Nothing can kill a deal quicker than impatience. That's right. Don't make your move too soon. And you know what they say? Patience is a virtue. And there's a reason that it's a virtue. Because impatience can really kill a lot of deals. It can actually make it really hard for you, because sometimes when you do things or you say things, you can't take them back because they're out there. So you want to practice patience. Number two, resilience. The effective leader turns losses into lessons and failures into feats. You have to be resilient. You can't drown in despair or wallow in self-pity when things don't go right. Honey, you have to bounce back. You have to be like that palm tree. You bend, you go all the way over, but you have to bounce back. So resilience is definitely one of the practical tips for leadership longevity. Number three, you got to say no to arrogance. Hey, I know it's hard. There's a thin line between arrogance and confidence, but you got to have confidence too. But you don't want to be arrogant, and it's kind of easy to sneak up on you when you know you're smart, you know you're intelligent, and you really don't have time for foolishness. But yeah, you cannot succumb to arrogance, because it is like an insidious cancer. I call it the Humpty Dumpty syndrome. It's like the higher you climb, the harder you fall. And I'm telling you, arrogance has led some high-level CEOs to go straight to jail. So no, say no to arrogance. Number four, well, there's a thin line between arrogance and confidence. You have to have confidence, right? You have to know that you have been chosen by a higher power to a higher power. So many times we hear of women, and they talk about the imposter syndrome, because a lot of times, because we are the minority in the suite, we may feel that, or the men may make us feel that we don't belong there. But you have to have confidence. All right, ladies. Now, here's one that I might be a little guilty of, but I'm doing better. And that is self-care. You know what? Although people may perceive you as the Energizer Bunny or a superhero, you're not that. You're not an extraterrestrial being. You're not the Energizer Bunny. You are human, and you have to take care of yourself. That's mentally, spiritually, and physically. Why? Because self-neglect is the grim reaper of leadership. That's right. It'll take you out of here, folks. So we have to take care of ourselves. Number 6, wisdom. You have to have wisdom. You need to be wise. And if you don't have wisdom, you know what the scripture says, ask for it and God will give it to you. And if you have wisdom, you will have enough sense to have balance in your life. You will establish a time management strategy because you're not going to work all day and all night and neglect yourself, as we talked about self-neglect. And you are going to have discipline. So wisdom will give you the insights to have discipline, balance, and time management. Now, 7. We're talking about leadership longevity. You have to have purpose. And purpose is what is going to drive you to get to where you need to be and to stay there. True leaders are given an extraordinary charge. And I'm just going to tell you, if you are a true leader and this is something that a higher power has called you to do, even when you try to escape, it's something like a gravitational pull. It's just going to magnetically pull you back in. So you have purpose and always maintain your why. This is why I am here. This is what I am called to do. And that will lead to leadership longevity. 8, and lastly, you got to have courage. You have to embrace the leadership pros. You have to avoid the woes because you were born for this. And you have to have courage to say or to give a yes when it's not popular. And you have to have the courage to say no when it may make you the most hated person in the office. But you have to have courage. Fear. There's no place for fear in the suite. So I hope you have taken note to Jodi Hood's little practical tips for leadership longevity. And I'm sure others have something that we can add to this list. Well, I'll tell you what, you want to add to it? Hey, hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn. That's right. Or go to my YouTube channel. And to listen to all of the other podcasts as well as this one, remember I'm on Spotify, iHeart, Amazon. That's right. It's Jodi Hood. Podcast, Jodi Hood, She Sweets. I think I messed that up. Let me try it again. It's She Sweets Podcast with Jodi Hood. All right. This has been a quick one. But as I said, I am going to elaborate a little more on each one of those tips in our future podcast. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. And you know what we got to do? We got to keep walking the walk and talking the talk, ladies. Because there's not a lot of us in the suites. But C-suite men, She Sweets, we're coming at you. Until next week, everybody.
Welcome to the podcast for G's only. For G's only. And it's for all women who's at the C-suite level. CEO. And we coming your way to share our stories in leadership. So we walking the walk, talking the talk, being the boss lady. Welcome to